First of all, I'd just like to congratulate Coach Pearl and his team on an outstanding win. The atmosphere was unbelievable. Last week, obviously, I started looking for an offensive coordinator. And I really started out with three things. I just felt like I needed to find somebody that could develop and evaluate quarterbacks. Felt like I needed somebody that I would feel comfortable turning the offense over to. I felt like I needed somebody that had a fit within the same philosophy, no huddle, run, play, action. So that's really where I started. I had a really open mind, talked to numerous people. I wanted to take my time by design. And, you know, if you look at our defensive coordinator, I did the same thing when we hired Kevin Steele last year. And bottom line is I was looking for the best person for this job that would give us the best chance of being successful. Chip Lindsey fit all three. I've actively seen him develop quarterbacks. He's very good, at that. He's very good at evaluating quarterbacks. I feel very comfortable with Chip. I got a lot of trust in him that he can do it. And then he fits within my philosophy. And the thing about Chip is he has his own offense that he's been very successful with. He understands. He was with me a year. He understands the core philosophy. Very excited about him coming in and kind of spicing up our offense. But I got a lot of confidence in him, and very excited that Chip Lindsey, our offensive coordinator.
Good. I just want to say how honored I am to be here, be back at this great university. This is really a dream come true. Growing up in this state, being around, this state and college football, and my wife and her family had season tickets for 30 years. Auburn's been a special place to us, and obviously being here in 2013 with Coach, getting that opportunity, but just extremely excited to get going. I'm ready to start right now, and as soon as we get done here, we just got in town. We're going to get started on 2017. But just want to thank Coach for the opportunity, and really looking forward to our time here and getting this thing going and having a lot of fun next year.
Questions?
Talk about your decision to come back and what made you decide to do it.
You know what? Anytime you spend time at a place, I think you build relationships with people at those places, and it's always tough to leave. But being from here and the experience I had here before, I mean, it really was a dream come true for me. An easy decision. Once I made the break from a lot of people that are really special to me, and I want to say Todd Graham. I want to thank him giving me the opportunity to be there. That was unbelievable. Great to my family, and at the same time, though, this was something that I was really excited to get the opportunity to do, and glad to be here.
Talk about your philosophy and how it's similar yet differs from.
I came to Auburn in 2013 for the reason to be with Coach Malzahn and see how he did things, because my background had been a little different, and the time here it was amazing. Learning how he thought and how he game planned and did things, and took a lot of those things with us. But at the same time, even when I left and went to Southern Miss and now at Arizona State and now here, everybody's got their own spin on offense. We all have our own personality that comes out when you design an offense. But the bottom line, it's never changed. The most important thing is find ways to get the ball to your best players. It's really that simple, and that'll be our goal every day, and looking forward to getting started.
Coach Malzahn said this is a run play action team. His worth ranking of rushing offense is 35th.
Mm-hmm.
You've had a rough couple of years
Mm-hmm.
from a rushing perspective. Just how do you try to meld what you've done before and what
Yeah.
tries to get?
Yeah, 2015 we had two 1,000-yard rushers at Southern Miss. Really proud of that. And then last year, a lot of things happened. College football is what it is. It's a man's game, and you have to deal with adversity throughout the year. I thought our guys did a great job of that. Really proud of that group of players. But at the end of the day, we want to be a run play action team. That's what we've always done. And if you go back to our time at Southern Miss and even last year at Arizona State, that's been our goal. And I think when you commit to that style of offense, trying to get the ball to your playmakers, I think good things are going to happen.
Chip, you've been a quarterback guy. You coached a lot of good ones, developed a lot of good ones. Just talk about your philosophy in coaching that position and what you want out of your guys.
I think the most important thing is to give those guys a plan. Give them a plan every play where they know where to go with the ball. You got to get the ball out of your hand. You got to understand protection. Obviously, their footwork and all the things that go along with fundamentally playing the position is extremely important. Those are things that I plan on making sure those guys are really good at, and making sure they know where to go with the ball. That's my job, and I'm excited about the opportunity to be here with these guys.
Chip, your evolution, I mean, you did a lot of air raid stuff.
Yeah.
You kind of came from that tree. How have you changed over the last few years, and how will you implement some of those passing tree concepts at Auburn?
And you know, you're right, because in high school, you're doing a good job recruiting your own school to get the best athletes out, and you have to get them to buy into those things, and that's kind of how I came up, was doing that. But I think when you get to big time, even high school football and college football, you got to be able to run the football to win, and I know that. And you know, we were really successful 2 years ago doing that, and it just opened up our entire offense. And I know what Auburn's made of. Auburn's made of hard work, blue collar kind of football, and that's what we're going to continue to do, with maybe some little wrinkles and twists in our passing game.
This is a big recruiting weekend, obviously. I mean, how important was it to make the hire and have him here to meet the recruits? And then does he kind of change anything in terms of the players, the type of players that you're recruiting with this?
Well, I think the timing for us is good. The fact that it's our biggest recruiting weekend, and the fact that Chip's going to get a chance to meet them face to face. A lot of them are already familiar with him, but at the same time, I think the timing is good, and so that worked out pretty well.
Coach, you said you wanted to take your time
Yeah.
with this hire,
Yeah.
get it done, but then again, off of that question, having them here, did you have any sort of self-imposed deadline to get him here before signing day?
Well, I mean, I'll take you back. I mean, I had a very open mind. I was wanting to hire the best person for this position, and I was looking for somebody that fits these three things. So I really started out by just, trying to find everybody in the country that fit those three things, and then kind of figure out who I'd like to talk to, and talk to some very good people, some very talented people. But at the end of the day, Chip Lindsey is the guy that fit these three that I felt very comfortable with, that gives us the best chance of being successful. Chip is in a similar situation that I was when I came here in 2009. And I think I had 3 years experience before I came here. He's actually got one more than me. And so at the end of the day, it was just, there wasn't an exact time. I was just wanting to make sure I had the best guy, and then when I came to that conclusion, we hired Chip Lindsey.
Gus, did you feel like you had the support of the administration and other power brokers behind the scenes in the program?
Yeah, we're all on the same page.
Gus, to be clear, will you give Chip the same play calling responsibilities you gave Rhett last year after week 3? Is that the plan?
Yeah, Chip's going to call the plays. This is going to be Chip's offense, and it's going to be his responsibility. I've got a lot of trust in him, like I said, and he's going to do a great job.
Coach, you talked about bringing somebody in with quarterback knowledge.
Yeah.
He talked about kind of adding to the passing game.
Yeah.
Did you see that was something that was really important?
I really did. We've been one of the best, and of course last year we led our league in rushing, and we need to be more balanced. We need to throw the ball more effectively. Chip will bring that, and I'm excited about our passing game. He will bring some new ideas, some new wrinkles, new flares. He's got a great offensive mind, and I think it'll complement our run game.
Gus, will the staff remain the same on the offensive side?
The staff will remain the same on the offensive side.
Will Chip handle the quarterbacks on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, Chip's the quarterback coach and offensive coordinator, and I think I told him I'm old offensive clipboard. I'm retiring it, so that's probably the best way to answer that.
So we're not going to see the War Eagle on the back of the
Yeah, I'm not going to carry that anymore. I retired officially, so that kind of tells you where I'm at and how much confidence I got in this guy right here.
Now, as far as turning the offense over to him, will it terminology and all that stuff change with it, or are you going to try and stick with what you've done in the past?
Well, I'll say this is something me and Chip will talk about, but Chip's responsible for the offense, and that's something that we'll get in deeper and see what he's the most comfortable with.
Chip, in discussing the quarterbacks you're inheriting, you as an analyst in 13, I don't know how much familiarity you have with Sean White, but he's recruited that year
Right.
into the 14 year, and then I don't know how much familiarity you have at all with Jared, but
Sure.
those two as the lead two guys, just how much familiarity do you have with those two?
Probably a little more than you think. I mean, I was here when we recruited Sean, obviously, and then Jarrett. I was recruiting Jarrett pretty heavy in the fall myself. So some familiarity with those guys, obviously, not on a day-to-day basis. And I'm looking forward to getting to know really all four of those guys that are here now. And this spring's going to be a lot of fun.
Chip, can you talk about the confidence level that the guy in your left is going to let you run your own deal, and how important that was for you to kind of make this move?
Oh, extremely important. I mean, and that's something that he and I talked about at length, and I'm very confident that this is going to be a great situation, and he's given me every opportunity to be successful, and this is my responsibility. He hired me to do a job, and I'm looking forward to doing it.
Chip, what do you just think of the talent, quarterback, receivers, the offensive line here at Auburn? I'm sure you looked at before you decided to make the move.
Yeah, probably not as close as you think, because I was so busy doing recruiting with us at Arizona State, and obviously we play at such a different time there on the West Coast, so I didn't get to see a lot, but familiar with some of them just from being from the state and knowing where a lot of these guys came from, and I'm excited about what we have coming back for sure.
Yeah, I told him we're in great shape offensively, talent. I'm kind of jealous, really.
You spoke of, obviously you got great connections to the state
Sure.
and Georgia. How much do you think that'll help you on the recruiting trail? Not necessarily this year, but going forward.
I think it's definitely a plus. When you have familiarity with people and knowing coaches around both these states, these are two great states to play great high school football, and that's where Auburn's made a living since I can remember. So I'm excited to rekindle some of those relationships for sure.
What are your thoughts of working with Cody Burns? I know you two were on the staff together at Arizona State for a couple months before he came here.
Yeah, he left me pretty quick, didn't he? Out there. I'm excited. Cody was here in 13 with me, and he's a bright young coach, and just looking forward to working really with that whole staff. I worked with all those guys, and they're just a great group of guys, great group of young men, some older than others, I guess. But just those guys are men of character, and they're guys you want to be around. You want your kids to play for, and I'm looking forward to being with them.
Gus, you mentioned quarterback recruiting was an important aspect of finding offense coordinator.
Yeah.
In your dealings with Chip, what makes you feel like he's going to be a good recruiter at the quarterback position?
Well, really, his resume about developing quarterbacks, his reputation in the state of Alabama and Georgia, especially among high school coaches, just the fact that he's a great communicator, he is a great person, and a type of coach that you would want your son to play for, and that have confidence developing him, at the highest level.
Take a few more.
Gus, you obviously went inside the circle again of trust. You know Chip very, very well. What was your desire to maybe go outside that, and when you looked at other guys?
Really, this is the first time since I've been a head coach that I actively had an offensive coordinator job open. And so I really just tried to take a step back, and my goal was to hire the best person for this job. And so I started out with those three parameters that I talked about, and just had a very open mind. I wanted to talk to as many people as I could to get the right guy. And I talked to numerous guys, like I said, and it just came back to Chip. And I got a lot of trust. He's ready for the job.
Gus, what did you learn about yourself this year in handing over those play calling duties?
Yeah.
The issues you guys had offensively at the end, and then also tying that into how crucial this upcoming year is from the outside looking in.
I think the biggest thing I learned, I've been calling plays for 25, 26 years, and so it was a little different. Like I've said before, early, I got more used to it. As far as next year's concerned, I think we're in as good a spot offensively of any other time I've been at Auburn. As far as with the guys coming back, with the talent, I think we're in a great spot. And then we add Chip Lindsey to run the offense. I mean, I'm very excited about next year, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Chip, can you speak to the relationship between you that Gus was just discussing? That obviously you spent a year here, but from a fan perspective, from folks on the outside who are looking possibly for someone from the outside, while you spent a year, you have had a long career from the high school ranks and elsewhere, not with Gus, to speak to not only your career and the relationship you have with him, but the independence that you have, but your own track record, and how separate those two things are.
Yeah, I was with him 1 year, so I mean, and obviously we've had a relationship. He recruited some of my players at different places I've been, Phillip being one of them. But at the end of the day, when I got here, to be honest with you, it took a lot of learning for me to learn, the things that he did. But and I think we did a nice job, really, at the last two places I've been of kind of meshing some things together, and that's what we plan on doing here. And obviously, Auburn's been good on offense before and done some things that are really good. And we're not going to lose touch with those things, but I think some few new wrinkles and a little different personality on it maybe will lead to a lot of success.
All right. Thank you very much.